Hey, I thought this might be fun, so I didn't do an opener for this. I just thought, let's walk through this together. So, many of us are planners, very detail oriented. We'll see a target on a wall and we will get to that target no matter what is in the way. For many of us, we don't even stop at the target. We're running so fast, we run right through it. Isn't it nice though, when you know that something's going to happen in advance? What about that pop quiz in school? You could have done so much better if somebody would have said, hey, study for this. Yeah, you would have spent extra time out of your life studying for it, but in the end, it was probably a better use of your time. Well, I've always wanted to know the date that I'm going to transition. Now, for those of us who are Christians, we know how the story ends, but we just don't know when. And we all know, no matter what our faith is, that at some point, this does end. And whether or not we believe in a transition or boomerang, there is that period that we need to face. And wouldn't it be nice to know that this is your expiration date? You can work backwards on your money. In fact, you could blow all your money the day of, go out with a bang. There's so many great options. So let's take a look at this. This is a calculator, elder life calculator for frail older adults. Let's just take a peek at this and see if we can pull anything from it. Now, I found out about this from Fast Company. Fast Company released this article just a few days ago, and it's a When Will I Die? Scientists have created an end-of-life calculator that lets you plan for death. You can't cheat death, but you might be able to predict it. This tool is based on data from the daily habits of 491,000 people over a 6-year period. This article is written by Ariane Cohn, and it's estimated a 1-minute read here. The Good Doctors of Canada would like you to be prepared. Enter the RESPECT calculator, which predicts deaths within 5 years based on declines in daily activities such as bathing and walking, which are typically stronger predictors of mortality than diagnosis of disease. The calculator, called the Risk Evaluation for Support, Predictions for Elder Life in the Community, RESPECT, is the brainchild of 13 researchers from across Canada. These people are planners. The calculator allows families and their loved ones to plan, says the co-author Amy Xu, investigator at the Research Institute. For example, it can help an adult child plan when to take leave of absence from work to be with the parent or decide when to take the last family vacation together. The researchers also have hope the calculator will help people receive home care and care earlier, which often begins too close to the end and fails to have a positive impact on the quality of life for those last few months. The calculator is based on data, again, from 491,000 older people's daily habits over a 6-year period, and it debuted this week in Canada, which was last week, in the Canadian Medical Association Journal. So here we have JAMA, and there they've got the Canadian Medical Association Journal following a pilot program in Ontario. So let's take a peek at that. So here's the link, and I went ahead and opened it here. This is what we saw on the opening screen. And it is interesting that up here, right, easy to see, is the privacy. The hospital, and they give the web address, protectbiglife.com, .ca for Canada, recognize the importance of protecting the privacy. And so the information there for a privacy officer and contact, information collection and use, like anything else, and they are tied into Google Analytics, which means that the backbone of their product is in Google. So everything is gathered and tied into this and put into your profile. They'll never use it and not allow a third party to use it, but they can't control what Google does. Your information is just out there. Security, which we know they really have no control over, and notification of changes. Post fact, it's unilateral, you don't have a choice. But let's take a look at this. So they say it takes about 2 to 3 minutes, and if you want to read the science on it, they've got here, and it says a disclaimer, which I thought was really interesting. This calculator does not predict the future for any single individual. I just thought that was really interesting. Okay, so begin. And it says, I'm not sure I want this information. So before you click on begin, they give you some facts, FAQs. What is it? Who will use it? How will it be used? How was it created? You know, the basic overview and who funded the research. This work was funded by Canadian Institutes of Health Research, so the Canadian government, and supported by ICES, which receives core funding from the Ontario Ministry of Health, Government, and Long-Term Care. Let's take a peek in here. Okay, so let's just kind of make this up so we can see some of these. And let's just say family member. Are you sure you'd like to begin? I understand that this calculator focused on people who are likely to pass in 5 years. It calculated life expenses and as low as 4 weeks. I'm encouraged to review my results with the house. So this could bring really shocking news, I guess, to somebody. This looks like a cliff is what we're heading down. Please note this calculators were created using and needing home care. Would you like to continue with this calculator? So we'll continue. That's now 2 warning steps. Kind of scary. Are you sure you want to continue? You know, sometimes in life we're going down the road and we say, God, just give me a sign. Please just give me a sign. And all kinds of signs come up that say detour or turn back or last exit. And then we keep asking for a sign, and those might be the signs. Here are some questions about your family. Please indicate. And then let's just say, again, just randomly putting this in so we can go over this. What is the highest level of education? It's, you know, most people at, oops, where we go here, college, university, and higher. Check all that apply, none. Has a doctor less than 6 months? No. So what are we getting here? Right now, we saw on the right, this thing just popped up, and it's frailty for people with the same responses. And right now we're low. I wonder if we can change this on the spot. And how did we get a different answer there? I haven't put anything else in there. Oh, I see it clicked on the radial button here. So here we have difficulty with the following. Say maybe using the telephone. Ability to carry out these tasks worsened. So this is what changed that right here. So far, using the telephone, some difficulty. This may be because an iPhone was given to the person. Difficulty with the following tasks in 3 days. No, all good. Ability to make decisions. No. You know, but how many of us are under stress and decisions are hard to make? Has he experienced any of the following symptoms or conditions in the last 3 days? No. Has he experienced? No. Over the past 3 months? No. In the past 3 months? No. End of survey. Okay, so that was pretty fast. Let's see the full results. About the RESPECT calculator, RESPECT was created for people who are frail or nearing the end of life. It was designed to help inform decisions about end of life care and planning. Your results reflect the outcomes for people who are like you. The calculated risk represents the average risk profile for people in Ontario, Canada, who received home care between those years. So this is interesting. I just made up an individual, a male at 50 years, who didn't have any of these changed symptoms, not hospitalized, and yet 3.4 years. I guess if they only go to 5 years, then that's closer to 5 than 0. So I think there might be some issues with this, but you know, I think it's getting us closer and a step in a direction of where we're actually headed, right? Because soon we will know our expiration date. We will have a lot more information on what medical choices we'll have. We'll be a lot easier to heal ourselves and take care of ourselves and not be so reliant on other solutions. Apparently, this is the whole Project Big Life in Canada that they have. If somebody wanted to take a picture of an image if this pertained to you or your family. So that might be appropriate for your family. It would be interesting if you've used a tool like this or needed the resources or of such. But I really think as we move forward, let's say 100 years, we'll be able to pick our expiration date. But I don't think it will really take 100 years. I think we're getting closer to that point at this point, and how interesting that's going to be as that ties into our own safety and security. Okay, so this was just an off-the-wall topic for digitally insecure, something that a tool that came up, and I thought just might be interesting to walk down the path of. All right, so this has been an off-the-wall digitally insecure.